I've always painted what has been around me, my surroundings. I'm also a gardener, and this is my garden, this is where I live. The river has always drawn me to it as a place to sketch, but I found it rather a challenge to paint because every single day I go down there it looks different. It is sometimes misty, sometimes sunny, sometimes has ripples, sometimes it's flat as a pancake. So this is the River Avon, and we're downstream from Salisbury. It's joined with a few more tributaries that are in the Salisbury Meadows, and it becomes this wide, beautiful stretch of crystal clear water. This is my studio, and I am a painter who works in egg tempera, which is quite an unusual medium because it involves raw egg yolk and pure pigments. And by pure pigments I mean pigments that are ground and then mixed with water. And when you come to use it, you then mix the yolk in. It dries quite quickly, so you have to work fast, which gives the paintings a certain amount of energy, I think. You can lay down layers of colours quite quickly and build up a certain translucency and score into the paint while it's still wet. So you get these flecks of light, which is exactly as I see the river to be. The paintings have developed from small sketches, like the ones behind me, and steadily got larger and larger. It can take a month or more to complete a painting. Often I start a painting and rub it out after 2 weeks of working on it because it hasn't quite got what I want. The colours aren't right, or there's something about it. Often I turn it upside down or sideways because being right-handed, the marks go in a certain direction always, so it's nice to sort of play around with that. Also, working on a panel which has been used before, you're not then confronted with a blank canvas. There is texture there, if no shape or scene, and you sort of work within that to then find the next image. Everything's done more or less from my mind, so I go out, go for a walk, might take a camera, but then I come back here and just remember the colours of the day, whether it's brilliantly sunny in winter time, which is often the lightest time of year by the river because there are no leaves on the trees, or whether it's a misty day at the beginning of autumn, because then you get these incredible colours reflecting right into the water. And then I might work only with, say, 2 or 3 colours, so keep it a really refined colour palette. So the painting becomes just almost like a colour field, because that is what the river does. It takes on the colours that are around it. I've also discovered if you're quite pure about it, just using primary colours, yellows, blues, you can then, because of the translucent nature of the paint, create the most extraordinary greens which have a lustre and vary in their tint as much as water does itself. So I think trying to take that process and apply it makes the painting what it is. The riverbank itself is a very complicated thing. There are trees, poplars, bits of foliage that dip into the stream. It's all moving and trembling. There are birds flitting around, the sound of the water. And as I see that image when I'm sitting there, I suppose I want to relay all of that onto a board. And the way I found to do it is to not have anything in the painting in much focus. You know, I want it all to seem like it's moving and blowing in the breeze and that a bird could appear, and it is an abstraction, so it's not perfectly true to life. It's not a still like a camera might take. I love Peter Doig, Gerhard Richter, Claire Hall. They're all artists of the day whose colours and sort of stance towards landscape painting I really admire. I suppose with Richter it becomes a process, and the painting is born out of how he actually makes it. And I think that's been a great influence actually with experimenting and painting with egg tempera. It is a process-driven creation. With older artists, I think Klimt's landscapes are what really fascinate me. They are intricate, they're almost pointillism. He uses, as I do, portrait when he's painting a landscape. It's something about that format which captures a slice through what you see. You get a bit of sky, trees, foreground, water, near ground, and I think that's a very interesting method when you are standing as a viewer and you hopefully are drawn into this painting. Those two, if they can possibly be combined, are my two favourites of the moment. Gerhard Richter and Klimt.